Just a few weeks after the launch of the Oculus Astra telescope, a groundbreaking discovery was made. A discovery that would unlock more of the universe's secrets. The telescope discovers its first star system, reminiscent of fictional stars. The Aethera system features a lot of unique traits that set it apart from what Kerbin has to offer. The system has 6 distinct planets, dwarf planets that are in an external ballet dance, and bright comets that are occasionally visible around the system. Additionally, all planets are orbiting in retrograde motion, a trait that is completely alien to what the Kerbal system has in store. The star itself, Aethera, is the closest known star to Kerbal. However, it doesn't stand out as much in itself as it doesn't have a high absolute magnitude as other stars in the night sky. It's dim enough to be seen at night. This M-type star is 2.55 light-years away from Kerbal and possesses about a quarter of its mass. It has been marked as a potential interstellar destination by scientists and other astronomy geeks, as Aethera has a lower gravity and its distance to Kerbal provides an advantage for future exploration. Upon preliminary study of Aethera, it was seen that there were periodic dips in Aethera's luminosity. It was immediately implied that this was an exoplanet. After further study and observations, it was confirmed that this was indeed an exoplanet. Surther. Surther is the first exoplanet to be discovered by Kerbals, and it is not as friendly as Kerbin as it is a hostile torrid planet. With temperatures on the surface reaching 1740 degrees Celsius, most especially near the theorized lava lakes, Surther is an opportunity to study torrid planets that possesses searing temperatures and conditions. It is tidally locked, and an orbit and a day takes only about 3 Kerbin days, and it is located 269,000 kilometers from Aethera. With the hellish conditions, it is believed that Surther possesses lakes of lava, which is then surrounded by colossal volcanoes. However, Surther is not the most unbearable planet of the system. The second planet, Vespin, takes the said title. It has a radius slightly larger than Kerbin's, and its gravity is marginally higher as well. One might see this as mild and tame, but the intense pressure and temperature inside the atmosphere will give this seemingly tame planet a new face, a torrid one. Surface temperatures are averaging around 600 Kelvin, or about 330 degrees Celsius. Even the most advanced spacesuit that Kerbal kind could offer today wouldn't fare for long in this hellscape. Lava lakes swarm and flow all around the surface too. Additionally, the atmosphere is composed of carbon dioxide, but a lot of sulfuric gases are found as well. However, despite the unforgiving traits, Vespin has a lot of scientific data to offer. For crafts that plan to stay in Vespin's orbit, radiation won't be much of a problem, as Vespin has a substantial magnetic field. Vespin, in summation, is one hellscape and a haven for science. the third planet around Aethera remains a mystery to Kerbal astronomers. Kretel is not an ordinary planet devoid of an atmosphere. Scientists have surmised that Kretel is an exposed core of a small gas giant, which explains the very dense core that is observed. This hypothesis is truly alien and is more mysterious than the original theory that Kretel was a moon-like planet. It is believed that worlds like Kretel are truly a rarity, and they are the key to learning about phenomena that could strip worlds bare. Whatever lies on and beneath the surface of Kretel could provide new insights about Kerbin's interior and other planets as well. This planet is tidally locked as well, with its days and years spanning about 9 Kerbin days and 5 hours. After the hostile planets come a world quite reminiscent of home. Teshyr, the third planet from Aethera. Teshyr is the most habitable planet in the whole system, as it has a thick atmosphere that is sufficient enough to cause drag, and it lies in the system's Goldilocks zone. However, even with these traits that might make it much more like Kerbin, intense radiation from Aethera and dust storms that envelop the planet periodically makes the planet sterile. Additionally, Teshyr offers a unique weather system. Every 2 Teshyr years, or about 28 Kerbin days, its atmosphere builds up so much energy that sandstorms form, blanketing the entire planet in dust and sand. After the season of this phenomena passes, the surface is engulfed in dust. The cycle repeats once again thereafter. Every 8 Teshyr years, or 82 Kerbin days, Teshyr's cloud formation gains a boost, and the planet will experience rain or snow. Although this phenomenon is short-lived. Thanks to Teshyr's tidal locking, a strong circulation of air currents is observed, which helps to tame the cold temperature of the ice caps and the warm temperature of the substellar desert. This strong circulation also helped form small lakes around the surface due to the melted ice caps. With proper life support future colonizers could utilize, Teshyr would suffice as a second home despite the harsh cyclical weather. The fourth planet from the system is Glacian, a world very different from Surther and Vespin. It lies outside Aethera's habitable zone, but is blanketed in ice with temperatures going as low as -48 degrees Celsius. It is marginally heavier and larger than Kerbin, and it is tidally locked as well, with a day and a year being 19 Kerbin days and 5 hours only. Glacian experiences glaciation as well, which is the movement of ice sheets over land. However, periods of glaciation are rare due to Aethera's unpredictable state. Slight variations in pressure are seen on the surface as well, which hints on seasonal precipitation on Glacian. By Glacian's apopsis, or its farthest distance from Aethera, clouds disappear from the subsolar point, or the latitude where Aethera shines directly. Upon the disappearance of clouds, areas of red ice are revealed, and snowstorms and blizzards are deemed nice. Thanks to a state-of-the-art technology integrated in the Oculus Astra telescope, an anomaly is detected around Glacian as periodic signals are detected. Distant observations wouldn't reveal what this is though. Theorists believe that there is an alien structure built in Glacian, hence the anomaly. The first moon around Glacian is Yuno, a tiny asteroid moon with a radius of 850 meters. This asteroid moon was said to have formed due to accretion of material from Glacian's old rings. This asteroid might seem uninteresting, but it could provide lovely views of Glacian, and could be visited by future colonists for mining. The second moon around Glacian is Byrr, another tiny asteroid moon. It is marginally larger than Yuno, with its radius being 950 meters. Byrr's larger radius made scientists surmise that Byrr formed first with the accretion of Glacian's old rings. Visually, it doesn't appeal much, but it could be yet another viewing site of Glacian, and an ideal mining spot. This planet is not aligned to Aethera's orbital plane, and is significantly far from the other planets. However, Iores has a lot to offer. It is the only ringed planet in the system, and has the most moons as well. Iores' gravity is 50% higher than Kerbin's. Its climate might be too cold, with temperatures reaching as low as minus 210 degrees Celsius, but nitrogen still manages to be liquid, forming nitrogen seas by the equator. Iores is covered in a thick haze, but some mountains standing as high as 5,000 meters above sea level could offer a wonderful sight above the haze. Cryovolcanoes are dotted all around the surface as well, but Iores isn't very active seismically. Its atmosphere is thick enough to slow down descending crafts, but not as thick as Kerbin's, as per observations. Iores has a magnetosphere as well, although not as strong as Kerbin's, albeit lacking compounds and elements that make the atmosphere breathable. Iores still is a prime candidate for exploration in the future. Python is the first and closest moon to Iores. It's significantly larger than Glacian's moons, with a radius of 2,100 meters. Python is the shepherd moon, guarding the outer rings of Iores. Much like Glacian's moons, Python isn't very attractive, other than it being a great viewing spot of Iores. It also possesses a low gravity, which could be a great stop for future colonists on Iores. The second moon from Iores, Oreith, is a moon that shook astronomers, literally. This moon is believed to be orbiting too close to Iores, hence its significant tidal activity. Constant tremors shake Oreith and introduce a unique geological feature, geysers. With these geysers come a potential possibility that scientists once deemed as science fiction: life beyond the Kerbal system. The geysers might replenish the surface occasionally, blanking the body in a new shape every explosion. Additionally, a thin halo is also observed around Oreith. Perhaps a thin atmosphere has formed through the occasional geyser explosions that are observed to happen every half-orbit of Oreith. The rings of Iores might have been the creation of Oreith's geysers, as proposed by a few astronomers. As some of the rings fall into a grim fate and crash into Iores' atmosphere, the material from Oreith geysers could have replenished it, keeping the rings bright and alive. With all these traits, Oreith is a subject of extrasolar life and might even be considered as an exomoon if primitive life is confirmed. The furthest moon from Iores is Cryos, the largest moon in the Iores system. It possesses a radius just about 93% of moons, and a surface gravity almost similar to the moons as well. It might not be as tectonically active as Oreith, but it could be facing regular quakes similar to the moon. Cryos is theorized to be composed almost entirely of various ices, due to Iores' far distance from Aethera. Cryos might even contain exotic ices, but it remains as a hypothesis until further observations and research. A mysterious anomaly was also detected by the Oculus Astra telescope, emitting a mysterious signal that remains unsolved. Regardless, astronomers promise a great view from Iores from Cryos. We head on to the minor planets of the system, Mork and Thur, a binary system. The main body of the binary, Mork, made history as the first and nearest dwarf planet that was discovered so far. It's reminiscent of Dres due to its location, which is at a dust belt containing ancient materials from Aethera's earliest days between Glacian and Iores. At first glance, it might only look like a barren rock with a ballet partner, but it's slightly more than what meets the eye. From preliminary observations, Mork is hypothesized to be made out of silicates and some volatile ices. Regolith envelops Mork's soil as well. Mork could also serve as a history book on Aethera's formation thanks to its strategic location by the dust belt. Mork is a manifestation of the fact that something could be very useful despite unappealing appearances. Mork's ballet partner, Thur, is massive enough to alter Mork's barycenter, hence the orbital dance. Thur's environment is similar to that of Mork's, albeit smaller. Scientists theorize that these two might have formed at the same time during the system's earlier days. Thur lacks the northwardly attractions, unlike the other planets, but it could also serve as a history book for Aethera's past. Thur could also be a mining stop for future colonists. Painting the skies of Aethera's planets a hue of yellow is Aten, the first extraterrestrial comet ever discovered. Astronomers believe that it doesn't possess very alien characteristics, but the fact that it has proved the existence of extraterrestrial comets make it a remarkable comet. Aten is a short-period comet. It visits the inner Aethera system more often. Some have theorized that Aten was captured into the inner system due to a close encounter with a planet. Visually, spotting Aten would be easy due to its position relative to Aethera's planets. Aten could be discernible as far as Iores orbit. Another painter of the Aetheran skies is Phoibe, a comet larger than Aten. It was discovered right after Aten, and it also holds a remarkable title in the field of astronomy. Phoibe is a periodic comet as it has a larger orbit, which makes it a rarer sight. However, due to its larger radius, it possesses a bigger comet tail, which would be truly discernible from anywhere in the system. Sighting it would take longer compared to Aten, so one could mesmerize on its beauty for a longer period of time. The Aethera system offered a plethora of wonders, either searing, breathtaking, or chilling. Some planets had the ingredients of life. Some had the weapons to abolish it. Some had welcoming atmospheres. Some had deadly ones. This system showed how much the universe could offer. The Oculus Astra telescope has unlocked one gem of the universe. It will be on the verge of unlocking more soon. Soon, this system will be more than a tantalizing light source. It will be a destination. It's for the explorers to visit. It's for the brave to endure. And when these brave-hearted explorers step foot in the alien grounds of Aethera, they will see in the far distance another illuminating light that no Kerbal has ever seen. The light of Kerbal. The star where it all began. This system is a manifestation that only those who will seek will see. Welcome to the Aethera system.